Hi, it's Ginny Lindsay from 2 to 3 Relationship Counselling in Crow's Nest. And one of the things that often comes up in my rooms, and I wanted to share with you today, is about love languages. Love languages is actually a really important part of a relationship, and such a small difference can make a huge change in the relationship. So I heard the other day a comment which was made, which was, I just don't feel loved. You need to love me in a way, more in a way that I will feel it. And I've heard that not just by one client, but by several, where the person is doing a particular thing for their loved one, but it is not meeting their love language. So what we have is 5 love languages. So let's just get those clear first of all, what they are. So there's words of affirmation, there's quality time, there's physical touch, acts of service, and receiving gifts. So the first thing is, what is it that you actually like? And that would look like, consider how do you express to others affection to others that they is going to give them an indication. Okay, so consider the way you express affection to others, your way of receiving love. So that's the first thing. So you need to know what you are first of all, so you can then tell your partner what you are. But then what you also need to do is pay attention to your partner as to how they show love, affection to you and other people that they love. That's going to give you an indication. But there's nothing like having a conversation. So like you have a conversation with someone about what's your favorite food, what's your favorite color, this is actually an important part of a relationship about what is your love language. So let's just give you an example. So I am quality time. And so for me to actually sit down, have time carved out for, 10 minutes or so, and actually having no devices around and actually sitting down and connecting in, being emotionally with the other person is actually really, really important. Now, my partner or my lovely husband is something quite different from that. He is touch. And he is quite a busy person, a creative person. And so for him, quality time, to make time, is not something natural that would naturally come to him. So the idea is first of all, you've got to let your partner know what you are, and then find out what your partner is. And then it's to make the effort, and it's an intentional effort to actually meet what your other partner's love language is. So bringing it back to my example, that if my husband is in the office all day, loves quite creative, so in his head a lot, doing creative things, he has to intentionally go, Ginny's love language is touch, is quality time. So I need to actually step out and make time for that to happen. So he might come down and he might say, hey, are you free now? Let's sit down and have a catch up and have, how's your day going? And we will just do that for 10 minutes, but we will then be emotionally connected in. So he has to mindfully meet mine. Now, when it comes to his, which is touch, I have to also mindfully meet his. So that might look like when we're in the kitchen, always just putting an arm on a shoulder, or if we're sitting down, an arm on a leg, a foot tickle, or whatever it is as far as touch, because that's how he feels loved. Now, what tends to happen is couples who don't actually meet the other love language and live out of their own love language, that's where a lot of misunderstandings and conflict actually happen, which is where the comment of, I don't feel loved, you need to love me more in a way that I am going to feel it, comes from. So the idea is, work out what you are, work out by a conversation, don't guess, actually get clarity on what the other person's love language is, and then actually intentionally go to meet their love language, because ultimately you want them to feel loved and you to feel loved by them doing the same back to you. And that will then make filling up the love cup, both people are feeling loved, because it is the little things in a relationship. So this is something very little. Him carving out time for me, knowing it's my love language, me being mindfully stepping in, touching wherever I can. And when I say that, I think for some people, touch is an area which is uncomfortable, depending on where you are in your relationship. So you need to go, I understand your love language is touch. This is what I feel comfortable with. This is what I feel comfortable doing and meeting and giving to you. And so you're also not freely giving it if it's a boundary setting situation. And if they're saying, this is the sort of touch I'd like, and you're not comfortable with that touch, you'd also say, I'm really sorry, I'm not comfortable to do that sort of touch. So that's why touch is actually an important one to have a conversation of getting clarity. What is it of the type of touch that the person who's saying they would like it to look like to receive? And what would it look like for the person who's going to give it? Are they comfortable in doing it? Even with quality time, what does it look like for the person who wants quality time? And what would it look like to explain that to my partner? So we want to get out of mind reading and we want to get into clarity. So when you find out what each other's love language is, open it up further. Become curious to try and understand from that position, what would that look like for you? And then bring it back to self. Can I meet that need? Can I meet all of that need? Can I meet some of it? Or what am I comfortable in doing? So love languages, huge. Can't emphasize enough how important it is to be on the same page of meeting each other's. So start this today. It's something very easy to start a conversation. And if you have any problems at all in your relationship, call me. 0412 882345. I've got this also on YouTube, and so if you want any other further videos, please go over to my website, From 2 to 3 Relationship Counselling, and there is a link on that straight over to YouTube to take you to further videos, and subscribe there. And I look forward to supporting you in either through the videos or face to face. Have a wonderful weekend. Take care.